Good morning. I hope you're off to an amazing day. I want to share a story that some of y'all have heard before. I'm hoping it's not too echoey in here. If so, I'll move. Just about how I've lost 80 pounds over my lifetime and kept it off. I'm now 48 years old, so I'm pushing 50, which I'm not quite ready for, but I've been able to maintain an 80-pound weight loss since I was almost 21. So I kind of want to tell you that story for me. I know many of y'all have struggled with your weight, and so many people feel like it's like you can't fix it. So I want to see if I can help you out. I'm going to move. Y'all tell me super fast. Is the audio super horrible? Should I move to another room? We are missing a rug in here, so I feel like it's really, really, really echoey. Are y'all echoing? I hate to do this to you guys when I'm telling you something super important. Good morning, Jody. Okay, so who has struggled with weight loss this morning? Has anybody else ever struggled with this? It has been for me something that I have dealt with since I was I don't remember a time in my life when I didn't struggle with my weight at all. Like I literally have always struggled with it. So yeah, let me tell you, first off, in case you don't have time to watch the whole video, today the program that I've used for the last about 7 or 8 years is $50 off with the code PENNYPINCHER at checkout. We'll put a link, this is backwards. We'll put a link to that in the video below. So just click the link in the video in the comments and we will tell you all about the program. You can read this if you don't have enough time to listen to me talk because it's gonna be a little bit of a longer story today. Okay, so I started out as a kid. I don't remember ever not worrying about my weight. I don't remember, like at 4 years old, 5 years old, I remember struggling with my weight. Let me know if that's kind of where y'all have been. Has anybody felt that before? So I was a young kid. By the time I was 7 or 8, I was probably in the juniors department section. I was pretty developed. I was definitely, I was 7 or 8 shopping, size 13-ish. By the time I was in middle school, I was probably into like young misses. By the time I was high school, I was in women's clothing. I would say in high school, I was like between 180 and 190, maybe 200, maybe even 210. I don't know. By the time I was in college as a sophomore, I got up to 225 at my highest. So my highest weight was 225 pounds. I was a sophomore in college. And for some reason, I don't know why. I look back and I'm always so shocked. Something clicked for me. I was obviously young. So I was 25 or probably 20. But I weighed 225 pounds. Everyone around me, like my family members, struggle with weight. It's definitely something we struggle with. For some reason, something clicked and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I think I had a great roommate and that really helped. And I decided to go back in, 1996, maybe-ish, 95, 96. I decided to go on a full fat-free diet. Have any of y'all remember that? So I went on a complete fat-free diet. I'm gonna block you real fast. Hang on just a second. Sorry, wait, a mean commenter there. We'll just scoot you out so you don't have to worry about seeing anything. Anyway, sorry guys. So, it's 1995. Everybody was doing the fat-free diet. So I did Snackwells. Did anybody remember the Snackwell cookies? I pretty much lived for about 5 months on Snackwell cookies and low carb, not even low carb, just fat-free. So I did zero fat. I would sometimes do I would eat pasta and maybe some red spaghetti sauce, no meat sauce. And I dropped the weight. However, it was not healthily. It was Snackwell cookies. But I'm trying to remember what else I ate. Baked potatoes at Wendy's because they were cheap and I could afford those. But no fat at all. And it worked and I lost my weight. I met my husband, bless him, in 1996 and I had literally just dropped 70 pounds. I went from 225 down to probably 160-ish. And I did it, but then I didn't learn how to eat well. Have any of y'all done that where you've lost a ton of weight? You thought you at least lost it and you're like, okay, here I am, I can do this. And then slowly the pounds creep back and forth because you never learned how to do it correctly to begin with. So I was really, really cautious and tried to at least kind of keep it off, but I started fluctuating. I had babies, I did all the things that all of us do. And so I stayed between about 150 and 180 from probably the age of 20 to maybe I would say probably to 40. Then I started Facebook Live video. And when you can see yourself on video every day and you see kind of how things are going, I was like, oh, this isn't really the way I want to look. Because like I said, I'm standing here in front of a video basically every single day and it was painful. So in, I would say 2019, I heard of Faster Way to Fat Loss, which is the program that today is on sale for you guys. With the code PENNYPINCHER, you can save $50 off this program. Started it then. You guys, I wish I had learned this when I was 20 years old. I wish I could teach this to you. It is the best thing I learned, and it is what has helped me to maintain. I'm now down to 144. I've been 144 pretty much as my standard weight. I've dropped a little below 144 for like a day and been really excited, but most of the time I'm 5'7" to give you kind of a game point of where we're at. But I started in, so I've stayed here now since 2019. I will tell you, these are the things I do really well. I exercise faithfully. Amanda from Faster Way to Fat Loss is going to give you all of that workouts to do so you have them. I do exercise really, really regularly. So you can use the workout program in her app. She's an app that you'll download when you get the program. You can use that, or you can use, you can do something else. I do Orange Theory now just because I like to be in community since I work from home and I don't see humans. I like to be able to work out at the gym. So that has worked for me, but she will give you all the workouts in the app. She also gives you a fasting protocol. So this is kind of how you fast. For me, I wake up ridiculously early. I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning. So I just go ahead and I try to fast until about 10 or 11 in the morning. Around 11, I will eat my lunch, usually a big salad. Sometimes I'll eat my breakfast for lunch at like 11 o'clock, and then I eat a healthy dinner, and I do snack throughout the day. So I very regularly do the fasting and the workout part. Now that I've maintained it for so many years, this is the thing, you guys, because I learned through this program how to eat, I don't have to be religious about it now, but I do kind of naturally eat the way that she recommends. So the way that she recommends this diet is that you carb cycle. So like on 2 days a week, you might have a low carb day, which would be like under net. I think for me, it's under 50 net carbs for me on low carb day. Other days of the week, you're going to have higher carb days, lower carb days. You're cycling. And this makes sense to me as I was thinking this through and I've been like learning more about diet. If you think back to like the caveman days, and y'all, I have a terrible cold. I'm sorry. I don't have a terrible cold, but I do have a cold. So I'm sorry I'm snotty today. But when you think caveman days, we didn't eat the same thing all the time. So like during the winter, you would eat more like meats, dried berries, and in the summer you would eat more produce. So I think it's really probably naturally the way that we were made to eat. And so for me, this has worked really, really well. So I started in 2019 doing it. So like I said, I lost in. If you hopped on late, you can watch the replay. And again, if you click the link in the video, we wrote all this down for you so you can see all of this and read it a lot faster than listening to me talk about it. But basically started at 20, at 225, dropped the 75 pounds, dropped about 50 pounds, maintain that from 20 until about 42 when I started this. And now I have, like, y'all, I'm 48. I do it pretty regularly. And what I love is it's taught me, the biggest thing is being more mindful of my carbs. So I used to be, and y'all tell me, I used to be a carbivore. Anybody else a carbivore? Not a carnivore, a carbivore. So I would eat lots of pasta, lots of breads. I love me some pasta and breads, some mashed potatoes. Girls, who's with me? I realized that just by learning to do this diet, now if you see my plate, most of the time it's mostly salad, greens, vegetables, and proteins. And so it just teaches you how to eat all the time. So then you're not struggling. You just don't struggle. And so I'm not saying that y'all, let me be super loud and clear. I'm not saying that I easily maintain this weight, but for me, I've been able to get into a rhythm that has worked really well. So let me answer your questions really fast. Lisa says she just lost 85 pounds, not an actual diet, just stopped and ate when she was hungry. Oh my goodness, Lisa, I cannot say enough about that. Lisa just said she was able to eat when she's hungry and stop when she's full. That was a game changer for me. I think this weight loss plan, because it gives you parameters. So I think anytime that you bring that weight into certain hours, it's just going to be easier than like if you're eating, you can imagine if you're eating 24 hours a day, how many calories are you going to have? If you can bring those hours into a shorter number of hours, you're going to eat less naturally. So that definitely helps. Good morning, Pam. So glad to see you. Has anybody else struggled with weight? Is there any questions y'all have about Faster Way today? Starting Monday, her new round of the Faster Way to Fat Loss begins, and she is giving y'all $50 off with the code PennyPincher at checkout. Just try it one time, you guys. Just try it one time. I would say it just is going to give you so much knowledge, and her app now is so good that it's really going to help you walk through it. There is a learning curve, so I want to give you a couple parameters really fast. This is not the easiest program in the world. I just want to be clear. It's not hard. It's the easiest. I feel like it's one of the easiest ones to actually do. It's a little hard. There is some learning. Like you can't just, like you do need to learn some things, and she's going to teach you like the macro. Like how many of you guys, if you don't know what a macro is, like what that looks like, she's going to help you learn all of that. So there is a learning curve. I also want to say if you have over 100 pounds to lose, you're going to moderate this some. So they'll work with you to figure out like what's the best system for you. It may look differently for sure. But if you will just do this, I feel like the community is so good. She's going to give you so much good feedback from her community. She has team leaders that kind of lead you and will check in with you. You'll be put into a Facebook group where you will like interact with other folks. I promise if you're struggling, it's worth one round. If it's in your budget, I think it's worth one round. Deborah says she lost 40 pounds exercising and watching what you ate. I love that. Jen said she's heard fasting after menopause maybe not be the best for your body. And Jen, I really think for me, as far as fasting after menopause, and even like, I think I'm not there yet, but I'm probably pretty close. What I do is I don't fast now because I have heard that. I fast probably 3 to 4 days a week. And the other days I let it go. So like Sundays at church, this is an easy one. And this is how I do it for me. Sunday mornings, we go to church and then we go out to lunch. It's easy for me not to eat anything before Sunday morning church. And then I just eat at lunchtime. So that's one day of fasting done. Maybe two, or if I do a Facebook Live video, if I have a bunch of meetings in the morning, those are the days I tend to fast. So I do think it's important to like look at how that's going to work. But I do think, at least for me, I'm glad I learned the lessons. And I've been able to fast less because I now understand the macro piece now. So it's definitely, I feel like I just learned so much nutritional information by doing this. And so, like I said, it was definitely worth learning. I think it's going to be super valuable, but I think you do need to definitely check into that. Deliska, the next round starts this Monday, February 26th, I believe. And like I said, use the code Penny Pincher at checkout. That's backwards. We'll put everything in the comments. I think it's going to be so worth it. I think if you just want to learn, if you feel like you don't understand food, I feel like this is going to help you just have a better sense and help you to be educated on how to manage the things you eat. So I think it's definitely worth it. I feel like it is so worth it. I'm trying to get your comments really, really fast. Faster way is the best. Yay, Christine. Let's see, don't eat a big meal. I do think some people will say breakfast is super important and so I do think like depending on what time you wake up and work out, like for me, I wake up really, really early. I do eat later in the morning, but like I said, at this point, and remember, I've been doing this for 5 years now, I can only fast probably 3 to 4 days a week, and I'm able to maintain because I learned all the macro stuff. So the macro stuff you're gonna learn in here, I feel like is so valuable. I exercise Carrie at 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 to 4 to 5 days a week, so I'm pretty good about it. I hope that helps. If y'all are interested in learning more, click the link below. It's so worth it, and I think it really might just change. I really think it might change your life. Have a beautiful morning, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.